Are you comfortable? Are you cozy? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another one. Look, bro, y'all told me forget the unstable. We're going back to the stable SMP. I don't know what the stable SMP is, but I guess it's like a spoof, like a parody version of the actual thing. So yeah, we're gonna check out the stable SMP today.
2 weeks ago on the stable SMP, I finally defeated the best player on the server, Fragment,
Why is he talking like this?
after only 8,000 failed attempts, which made me
Feel like I got a bunch of cotton balls in my mouth and I'm trying to talk.
the deadliest, the strongest player on the stable SMP. However, this put a target on my
Fire fragments.
back, and after being confronted
But it was copywriting, buddy.
and challenged to a rematch to the death, I decided that my only option was to ignore my problems and fake my death on the stable SMP. The first step to faking my death was gaslighting, convincing my friend Snowball-chan that I had died.
Oh, Snowball trying to go.
And because everyone on the server is such a snitch, I knew word of my death would spread across the server in no time. But convincing him would be easier said than done. Wait, let me get this straight. You tripped on a berry bush and died? Yeah. Didn't you have a totem? There were 2 berry bushes. Seems about right. Wait, if you're dead, how are you talking to me? This was bad. If I couldn't convince Snowball-chan that I had died, my plan would be ruined.
Yo, nah, this got to be considered brain rot.
I'm not. You're just hallucinating. Fair enough. And now that I faked my death on the stable SMP, I decided to infiltrate my enemy's book club. So I spent some time traveling to the location they sent me and tried to come up with a believable story along the way. Alright, I'm here. You said you needed me to...
Penguin spoke is no there, not there.
Oh! What's wrong? I was just admiring the... it doesn't matter. What did you say your name was again? Oh, my name. Wembu. Wembu? Oh, no, of course not. Wembu with 2 O's, like boo. Despite how incredible my disguise was, I got the feeling that one of the players, Penguin X2, was still suspicious of me. This is not good, because Penguin is no ordinary Minecraft player. He has completed multiple crosswords in his life, he subscribed to I'm Blockade, and even almost solved a Rubik's Cube one time, making him one of the smartest players in all of Minecraft. Meaning,
The guy must be pretty smart.
if he found out my identity, he'd probably blackmail me into giving him all my ad revenue. And just when I thought Penguin was about
That's kind of specific.
to confront me, we were interrupted by an anonymous player here to kill all 4 of us. This player was wearing the same armor as me, was invisible, and even had a mace of their own, which is a very rare sight on the server ever since a group of players removed every vault in the world. The player revealed that they had been impersonating me across the server, and now they wanted to kill and ban me from the stable SMP. And when
Why do we keep doing that?
I turned around to ask the other players for help, I
done
realized
left.
that I had been... I realized that I'd been talking to Armor Stand this entire time, and that
Is he insane? Is there something wrong with him?
the book club I thought I had joined had been a trap created by the anonymous player to kill and ban me from the server. And now I had no choice but to fight this player alone.
Yeah.
And what's worse is that I hadn't prepared for a fight, meaning I had limited resources and I'd have to defeat this player quickly or risk getting banned
Nah, word. Meanwhile, he has all the resources in the world.
from the stable SMP.
From the stable SMP. Yes.
But luckily, as the only relevant member of the stable SMP, I have plot armor,
Yes.
literally, and was
Wow.
able to
You think that's what they be doing, actually? They be giving him crazy armor that we don't know about?
easily defeat this invisible player. However, as soon as I popped their totem, they were teleported away with an end-of-world stasis chamber, meaning their identity was still a mystery. However, there was still one clue left. A piece of paper the anonymous player had dropped during the fight with a set of coordinates on it. And because this is the stable SMP, I decided to go to those specific coordinates. However, when I arrived, there was something strange. All that was there was a sign with the text saying, "Don't dig down." And because this is likely a trap, I decided not to
I thought he was about to say, because it's likely a trap in the unstable SMP.
follow what the sign said, and dug down anyway. However, that's when I came to the shocking realization that this was all a trap, when I fell 50 blocks into a TNT launcher.
Yo, yeah, right? Like, why wouldn't it be a trap, buddy?
Luckily, my plot armor protected me from the blast, But when I fell down there, I accidentally placed my water bucket, and now I had nothing in my inventory to clutch with, meaning when I fell down, my totem popped.
Yo, he's doing this scarily good.
My potion effect,
I don't even know that's a word, but
and revealing my identity to the world. But luckily nobody was around to see it happen, and my identity remained a secret.
Cliffhanger. To be continued. Subscribe to watch
4
the
weeks,
stable
rumors have been
SMP.
spreading across the stable SMP that one of the strongest players on the entire server, Wembu, had died. But after being unable to find a single player who had actually seen his death message, I had a strong feeling that something else was going on. But up until now, all of that had just
The biggest
been a
bird.
theory. A game theory! When I got word of an anonymous player traveling across the server invisible, I knew it must be him. So I went to investigate. I followed the invisible player for some time until he finally slipped up, and after he accidentally popped his totem, his identity was revealed. It was Wembu. I had been right. However, before I could confront him, he splashed an invisibility potion and began to fly away. And because this is the stable SMP, I decided to follow him.
Only because it's stable SMP, no other reason.
Flying, he suddenly took off all of his armor and shield and flew directly down into the water, where he disappeared without a trace. Defeated, I returned to my base in Uppercase City and continued with my regular
And what?
Trace. Defeated, I returned to my base in Uppercase City and continued with my regular duties. Until not long later, I got word that a player matching Wembu's description was traveling across the server in search of an abandoned civilization rumored to be millions of blocks from spawn. This had to be him, so I grabbed all the gear I'd need, a shulker of spyglasses, and a questionably small supply of invisibility, and headed to the very real and totally functional Enderpearl cannon that uses some very complicated and definitely real redstone technology to fire Enderpearls millions of blocks, which would save me a lot of time traveling. However, for plot convenient reasons, nobody knows the exact location of the abandoned civilization, meaning I'd have to travel the rest of the way myself. And after some flying, I came across exactly what I was looking for, a Minecraft empire known as the Nearland civilization. So I decided to see if they knew which way I should travel to reach my destination. And luckily they promised to tell me the location of the civilization I was looking for.
They're kind of lined up. Has anybody ever cosplayed as a Power Rangers in one of the SMPs?
In exchange for my friend, Theobald the Nerd, who arrived not long after
Theobald
me.
the Nerd.
Alright,
The
now
smallest bird.
I'm trying to find the abandoned civilization, although I've heard that nobody knows where it is.
The abandoned one, it's over in that direction. You could have just read the sign, you know.
So I headed in the direction the sign said. However, after traveling for over 300,000 blocks, the civilization was nowhere in sight. And that's when I realized those players that I was talking to had been invisible, meaning they could have been anyone. My enemies, Wembu's allies, or even Wembu himself trying to throw me off the trail. Luckily, there was another civilization not far from
Yo,
where
it kind of locked in for a second. The story kind of locked in.
Home to a group of players known as the Visible Mafia. If any
The
member of
Visible
the
Mafia
ever get the invisibility effect, they will be teleported into the void with a definitely functional stasis chamber and banned from the stable SMP. And while this makes them pretty easy to find, they're the only players I can be sure are not Wembu or his allies in disguise. So I headed straight there to question them about the location of the abandoned civilization. Their leader, Cabbage K, explained that a player had appeared not long ago and threatened to launch an orbital strike cannon at their base if they didn't give them the coordinates of the abandoned civilization. This had to be Wembu. Passing through here on the way to the abandoned civilization. This was bad. While it did show me that I was on the right track, it would make convincing them to tell me the information I needed very difficult. Give me one good reason why I shouldn't just kill you.
Why is Cabbage K in the Visible Mafia though? Or maybe you just leading them.
You see, I am the smartest player in all of Minecraft. Alright buddy, that's enough monologue. Here, take this plot convenient compass that we have for no particular reason. It'll lead you to the abandoned civilization.
Facts.
And after a few more days of traveling, I finally arrived at the abandoned civilization. And I was shocked. I realized that the civilization wasn't abandoned at all, and was just called that because the people living there didn't have any friends. The entire civilization was surrounded by an impenetrable, an obsidian wall filled with lava.
Nah, if this is facts, I actually don't even know what this is. Because he's pretty much making fun of everything, but I don't get this one. I don't get this reference.
Wardens and chunk bands. And while typically this
I
wouldn't
think it
be
is just
much of an
clown
issue
players.
for me, earlier in the day a rogue background character had stolen my shulker box full of escape kit, meaning that the only way to get into the civilization was through the front door, which was being guarded by a player in full netherite armor. Fighting this player was out of the question, but luckily, as the self-proclaimed smartest player on the server, I knew exactly what to do.
1v1 him? That's the
I
plan?
knew I couldn't beat this player, but I didn't have to, because I had a plan.
The plan's called plot armor. What? What?
And now that I've defeated the guard, I could finally look for Wembu. However, I would need to be stealthy to not risk being discovered. And after searching around for a few minutes, I found exactly what I was looking for. It was Wembu. Finally, this was my chance to confront him. However, that's when I realized that Wembu is one of the best players on the entire stable SMP. And if I tried to fight him alone, I would probably die. So I decided to call an old friend of mine to help, one of the strongest players on the entire
Deo?
stable SMP. Fire Fragment.
Oh,
who is
Fire
known as the
Fragment.
Mortal Demon, due to all the insane stunts he's pulled off, like killing an entire group of players with only his fist, after accidentally placing a sword into a decorated pot, leaving him with nothing left to fight with, other than the axe in his hopper. And the second netherite door. Regardless, with his help, this fight would become a lot more possible, and we
Nah, it's
might
pretty
even
good.
be
It's
able
not bad.
Wait.
Jackie.
My name is Fire Fragments, and on the stable SMP, I'm known as the Mortal Demon. I was just playing
The
on
Mortal
stable
Demon.
SMP when I suddenly got attacked by a group of chipmunks. A group of players in iron armor.
Well, if it isn't Fire Fragment.
Bro, what do you want?
We're gonna kill you.
This was bad.
Where y'all moms at? That's what I want to know.
I was only 17,000 times more geared than these players. Most players would die here, but luckily, I'm not most players. I'm the Mortal Demon.
You're so trash. Wait, no. No. The pain, the agony. The pain, the agony.
And after banning all
Yeah.
these players from the stable SMP, I got a message from a player known as Penguin X2. He informed me that he had discovered what had happened to one of the most powerful players on the stable SMP, my rival, Wembu. After defeating me in a fight using an orbital strike cannon a few weeks ago, Wembu had mysteriously disappeared, and
Oh, so he fakes his death after that fight? Dang, I'm learning plot without even really watching this. Wow,
rumors
that's kinda
began
crazy.
spreading across the server that he had died. But considering Wembu was the only relevant member of the stable SMP, I knew this couldn't be true. So I spent weeks searching for him
Facts,
with no luck.
Boostfer.
However, Penguin claimed to have tracked him down to a Minecraft civilization millions of blocks from spawn, which seemed unlikely, but with no other leads to what had happened to Wembu, I had no choice but to trust Penguin. So I began to head to the coordinates Penguin had sent me. However, I realized that they were millions of blocks from spawn, and if I wanted to reach Wembu while he was still plot relevant, I'd have to
Wow, he was still plot relevant.
find a faster way to get there. Luckily, I remembered exactly what I needed. Say it with me. The plot convenient ender pearl cannon. This machine uses some very
And it's like, bro, when they be having these machines here, can't anybody just come up and like mess with it? Because it's not like they be guarded or nothing, or they be super well hid. But I guess the convenient answer to that is like, don't nobody really be out there, and only certain people with a certain amount of power level or even be that far or in those regions without ever being banned.
legitimate and functional redstone technology to launch ender pearls millions of blocks.
Feel like if you don't got no ender pearl, how are you even really going to touch it or operate it?
Whenever we don't feel like making a 6-hour travel montage. So I inputted the coordinates Penguin had sent me, and within seconds I had traveled millions of blocks. And there it was, just as Penguin had said, a Minecraft civilization millions of blocks from spawn. But when I arrived, I quickly realized that something was wrong. Penguin had agreed to meet me outside the civilization. However, when I arrived, he was nowhere to be seen. And nobody else was either. I messaged Penguin to tell him that I'd arrived. but received no response. Something was wrong. Penguin is a self-proclaimed smartest player on the stable SMP, meaning he never forgets anything, ever. But just when I was about to leave, Penguin finally messaged me back, telling me to meet him at a set of coordinates a few hundred blocks into the civilization. This was strange, but with no other leads, I headed to the coordinates he had sent me. However, as soon as I arrived, I knew my first instincts had been right. Something was very wrong. Penguin wasn't giving a dramatic monologue about how he's the smartest player on the server, but I quickly realized I had bigger problems to deal with.
Well, as you can see, I kidnapped Penguin and forced him to bring you here. And yes, you still have no idea who—
You're Wembu.
What? Was it really that obvious?
Yeah, it kinda was, to be honest.
Alright, fine.
You got me. And now— Wait, never mind, put the voice changer back on. We're all voiced by the same person, this is getting confusing.
Now we fight. If you win, I let Penguin go. But if I win, I become the mortal demon and can leak your IP address on Twitter.
That's not how that works. Bro, I
Wembu
thought
never
we
win
agreed
a
to
straight
stretch
up
this on for
sword.
at least another
Then again, he is the mortal demon in this one, so he could just get whooped.
5 videos for the ad revenue before we actually fight.
Have fun making a solo player versus crippling dead after I beat you.
Hold that.
You're so bad. I'm beating you and I only have 47 orbital strike cannons.
Imagine cheating in a Minecraft fight with a literal nuke.
Imagine having friends. Oh no, that's not good.
Barney's getting cooked.
Bro, just give up. You know you couldn't beat me if this was a fair fight.
This is a fair fight.
Bro, you have an orbital strike cannon, a mace, plot armor, and an inflated
That is true. That's all flame frags be saying. I meant fire fragments.
ego. And somehow you're still losing.
Oh, that's not good. Orbital strike cannon fire.
What? Bro, are you serious? Bro,
He's
just
cooking.
face it. They don't call me the mortal demon. for
Juggling
nothing.
him 7-8 times.
You think this is over? I will have my revenge. No matter how long it takes, I will have my— What the?
Jeez.
Down back on characters. What was I saying again? Oh yeah. If I can't get revenge alone, maybe I'll have to call in someone deadlier.
No, you don't mean.
Yes. Maybe you can beat me, but can you beat the deadly? Will you stop that? I'm telling you a monologue.
I guess I'll leave you to it then. You're not much of a threat with that gear anyway.
The deadliest. Who he's talking about? From Lifesteal? Oh, he's talking about Manny Pear. Yeah, he's talking about Manny Pear.
My name is Wembu, and on the stable SMP, I'm currently standing in front of a crowd of over 17 players, who all either want to kill me or steal my relevancy, with 0 items in my inventory. But to understand why, we need to go back to 3 minutes ago, when my plot armor broke, literally, and I ended up losing a fight against the second strongest player on the stable SMP, Fire Fragments. Versus
Fire
myself,
Fragments.
obviously. Fire Fragments let me go,
Zuko.
but just when I thought it was over, he arrived.
Well, if it isn't the self-proclaimed strongest player on the stable
Cabbage.
SMP.
It was Cabbage K, the leader of a group of players known as the Crime.
Let's be
The
real, you're in
Crime.
0 position to fight me, so I'm gonna kidnap you. Why don't you just make things easy and come with me?
Never! Orbital strike cannon fire!
The worst.
You cannot be serious right now.
And after getting kidnapped by Cabbage K, he brought me to his prison that you'll only ever see the inside of for budgetary reasons.
Alright, bro, now drop all your items.
I realized that I wouldn't be able to escape from the prison without any items, so I decided to not drop my netherite sword and to hide it in my inventory instead.
You realize I can hear your dramatic monologues, right?
And after getting locked inside my cell, I immediately began attempting to escape.
Dude, you're not slick. I can see you minding the door. You are not him. Also, you keep saying your plans out loud.
This was bad, Cabbage K.
And shut up.
It do kind of feel like that.
And after sitting in my cell for about 18 hours, one of the guards finally came.
Alright, wakey. Apparently we're supposed to let you out to eat food for
That boy, the budget done went up. He got more actors now.
like some plot reasons, so follow me. Cafeteria's down that way. Don't try any funny business though, because we are gonna move you into a solitary cell with one of the fire fragment chipmunks.
Yo, bro, what are you in here for?
Hey, stay away from him. He's very deadly.
Sure, what could the Quackula here have possibly
The
done that's
Quackula.
worse than the long list of crimes I've committed? Alright, what is on the
Brody
menu
burned
for
out
today?
his entire school.
What? One beetroot? You gotta be kidding me. Come on. How am I supposed to survive on... Oh, come on. Alright, surely one of you two have a friend here,
Quackula got that
right?
money on his books.
Did I hear
Whoa.
someone say something about it?
Asku.
What? Were you just waiting in the ceiling for someone to say that?
Alright, I'm gonna give you one more chance. But if I hear one more word from you about escaping, then you will be in big trouble.
What was that guy's problem?
What's up, my volunteering mates? We're kind of running low on resources, so we're gonna put you in the mines. Go over to that guy. He'll give you some gear for mining.
Alright, dude, come on. A wooden pickaxe? What am I supposed to do with... And I have mining fatigue! Dude, this cannot possibly be faster than just mining it yourself.
Oh, no, it's not. This is just purely for the love of the game.
Alright, time.
Word.
What's up, Wembu? Your cum was...
And I'm saying word because they had them in them caves doing absolutely nothing. They were just in there goofing and gaffing.
me. You have something more plot relevant to do.
Nah, I think I'm alright. Bro, there is no way you have a Minecraft empire and the fastest mode of transport you have is a camel.
Alright, sit here and cry in a corner. I'll be back.
And after about 7 hours of waiting, Cabbage K brought me up onto the stage in front of the crowd and gave his monologue.
As for my enemies, I shall have them executed.
Which I'm gonna be honest, I didn't listen to. But while on the way back to the prison later, I finally got a chance to escape. A
Nice.
player had
Kobe.
splashed invisibility on me and given me an opportunity to escape. But there was one problem. I had literally nothing. So if I wanted to not get two-shotted by a skeleton and banned from the stable SMP, I would have to give up quickly. So I got some basic wooden tools, and with only a few minutes of
Cabbage, so they
invisibility
find 'em?
left, my time was running out. Luckily, I spotted a base off in the distance, so I went to investigate. And after sneaking past the players living there, I found exactly what I needed. Some food, some blocks, and the owner's Minecraft account details. But before I could log in and give myself creative mode, he arrived. This was bad. My invisibility was about to run out, and if I couldn't find a way to hide quickly, Cabbage K would find me and send me back to prison.
Wembu, Wembu, Wembu. Where
Yo, this is really like the bootleg version of Unstable. Like, this is to a T. Like, I'm kind of enjoying this low budget recreation.
are you? Dude, you cannot be serious right now.
Well, hello there.
You know, for the strongest player, you're not very intelligent. And back to prison.
Now, just in case you picked up any items after escaping, I have this elaborate machine to see if you have any items in your inventory. Bum! Cakes.
Oh, you got a cake
no,
machine.
No, that's not good.
Alright, pick up all the cakes.
I did.
I just don't get paid enough for this.
Alright, that went well. What the?
Yo.
Well. You like the trapdoor I got installed?
Not particularly.
Okay, you're not slick, buddy. I know you still have items left in your inventory.
No, I don't.
I can see them in your hand.
Oh, this was bad. I now had no choice but to drop all of
That boy Cabbage moving like Eisen.
my items, because it's not like I could just drop some of them and keep the rest, because that would be plot inconvenient.
Now, as punishment, I'm gonna make every prisoner wear Curse of Binding armor. You're going straight to solitary.
forgot that
and
happened.
We're also gonna execute you.
No, my relevancy. This was
My relevancy.
bad. Every second I spend in this prison, I become less and less relevant. Luckily, after a few minutes, an invisible player arrived. What? It was Spoke is not here. He was the least relevant member of the stable SMP. Spoke?
Yo.
What are you doing here?
Yo.
I'm here to break you out. Wait, really? On one condition. You give me all your orbital strike cannons. And your credit card information. I think that's more than one
And your relevancy.
thing. And your YouTube channel. And $1 million. And snowball chance. What? So, do we have a deal? What? No, that's a terrible deal. Alright, suit yourself. To be honest, I only really came here to be involved in a relevant part of the plot. This is like episode 4, and this is the first time I've spoken. Have fun rotting in prison. And just after Spoke left, another player arrived.
That's how it felt for me
it's time
too.
for you to do some PvP practice.
Wouldn't that just help me to escape? And after easily defeating Bubble and Prince Spam in a fight,
Prince
I got
Spam.
given a totem of undying ring as a prize, as it has no functional use whatsoever and definitely wouldn't help me to escape. And after Prince Spam created a distraction, Bubble and I were able to sneak past the created a distraction.
Just started throwing
Bubble and I
straight
were able to sneak past the
Minecraft
guard and began
blocks.
searching the prison for a way out, and we managed to find the guard storage room that had an ender chest inside, giving me access to max netherite gear, 742 orbital strike cannons, and Cabbage K's credit card information. But for plot convenience reasons, we decided to take one singular invisibility potion instead. But suddenly,
Right.
Cabbage K arrived, and I needed to hide, and fast.
I remember this scene.
You know I can see you, right?
Despite my incredible hiding spot,
Despite my-
Cabbage K had
yo.
somehow found me and sent me back to the mines again as punishment. But this time I had a plan. So I spent 8 hours digging a 5-block tunnel to hide from
Yo, did he just pull up?
guards. I then convinced Bubble to join me, so we hid in our tunnel and began to punch each other to break our cursor binding armor. But I was shocked. I realized that 10 hits wouldn't be enough to break our unbreaking 3 mending armor with
That's not how it happened in the show.
158 durability left. And then Cabbage K arrived, so we splashed our only invisibility potion and began to run. Luckily, I had a genius strategy.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. When he explaining it like this in this way, bro, I be thinking about the old episodes and I literally am having the same thoughts the whole time.
Every 10 blocks in the tunnel going in a perfectly straight direction, I would block it up. This way, if the guards or Cabbage K came across our tunnel, all they would see is a perfectly straight tunnel that wasn't there 30 seconds ago ending in cobblestone, and would have no idea that there was something behind it.
Bro, it be times where I feel like I'm tweaking, but I give the players the benefit of the doubt, and I be forgetting that it's scripted, and it be messing my mind up. That's why I just won't say nothing.
And somehow I managed to escape the prison with just 1 heart remaining. I continue running through the cave to try and escape.
What are you up to?
Oh, nothing. I'm just mining gold like you said, with a wooden pick. You'll never take me alive!
Well, now you're gonna rot in solitary until the day you get executed. Isn't that fun? Now, Wembu, you're going to stay in that cell until everyone forgets about you and I become the most relevant member of the stable SMP.
No! But just when I was about to give up hope, Spoke is not here returned. And after giving Spoke my credit card information, my YouTube channel password, and the deeds to my house, he agreed to help me escape. Really, dude? Protection 2? Are you that broke? And after gearing up, wait, cursor binding armor. And after gearing up, I began to fight one of the guards. Wait, why am I hitting so? Wait, I still have mining fatigue. Wow, such riveting content. I'm sure I'm doing so much damage.
Hey, bro, the fights, as somebody who not too hip to Minecraft PvP all the way, the fights be intriguing to me. But that's gonna change, bro. I'm finna learn Minecraft on stream. Oh my god, bro. I'm gonna play some Minecraft on Twitch.
Wait, I'm actually getting low. Need to pull out here quickly. And after easily defeating the guard, I went back and freed all the remaining prisoners who were subscribed to I'm Blockade.
That
And left the rest of them to
suspicious,
fight
dude.
the 47 max gear guards who had just arrived. However, it wasn't over yet. If I didn't fight back against the crime, they would continue to terrorize the server, locking up war criminals and ruining the server for everyone. But if I wanted enough plot relevancy to defeat them, then first maybe I'll have to return to the Minecraft Nearlands.
the Minecraft Nearlands. So what is it, like super close to them? I ain't gonna lie, this is really original. Like, he really doing his thing with this. I gotta appreciate it. I really do. Like, I'm so locked in. I'm
My
not even
name
really.
is Penguin
I'm not saying much because the stories and the jokes and the references and the jabs are all accurate. Like, it's just a good digestible video.
Too, and I'm the self-proclaimed smartest player on the stable SMP. Recently on the stable SMP, a group of players known as the Crime have been quickly growing in power. So
like
when
a
the
meme.
leader of the Crime, a player known as
Invader
Cabbage
Zim
K,
character.
announced an emergency meeting with the entire server, I knew I had to attend. And after a quick detour to the Nearland civilization to collect my friend Theobald the Nerd, who I'd so sold into slavery in episode 2, I was ready to hear what Cabbage had to
I
say.
remember he definitely did do that.
Citizens, my name is Cabbage K, the leader of the crime and the third most plot-relevant member on the stable SMP. A few days ago, an entire civilization was nuked to the ground by the two self-proclaimed strongest players of the stable SMP, Wembu and Fire Fragments. And if we do nothing about it, the server will continue exactly as it was. Unacceptable! We need to work together to stop this catastrophe from continuing. And as the leader of the crime, I hereby instate myself as Chancellor of Germany, I mean the stable SMP. I'm the only one to have brought justice to the server.
Yo, it would have been crazy if he put an arm up, bro. I might have did a backflip.
I even have... Okay, hold on 1 second. I even captured Wembu myself, one of the tyrants who nuked the abandoned civilization. Under my rule,
Extra
I shall
dramatized.
establish order, strength, and security, and free the populace from fear. I will
I really spear Cabbage off the stage myself.
stabilize this rapidly declining system permanently. Of course, for the sake of integrity, you can vote for anyone you want, I guess. But, you know, I have 91% of the vote. I'm getting in anyway. Thank you.
After Cabbage K finished
Pretty
his
much.
monologue, Theo and I began to head home
They finna
until
go to that
suddenly
village.
they arrived.
Well, 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 if it isn't the self-proclaimed
Thunder
strongest
Flares.
player on the stable SMP.
This was bad. I had just got ambushed by a group of bandits, and as the smartest player on the stable SMP, I only wear half diamond armor for some reason, meaning if I wasn't careful, these players could easily kill and ban me from the stable
Heavy on for some reason. I don't know why some of them don't be wearing netherite. And it's like, when it come to Perry, I know Perry got money for real, bro. And if he don't, then Theo do.
SMP. What do you guys want?
You see, we are the glow squids, and we're gonna kill you. Less plot-relevant characters go after Theobald the nerd. I can take Penguin.
Theo, meet me back here afterwards.
Ah ha ha, you're so bad.
Oh no no
Oh, yeah,
no
he's
no.
dead.
That's not good.
Some smartest player on the stable SMP, you are.
Uh,
Stop running away and let me kill you.
That boy
bro,
thinking.
just give up. You know you're not plot relevant enough to kill me. After all, I
could
am
be
the
the
smartest
reason.
player on the stable SMP.
It's gonna be crazy. The first death we have, I think, is gonna break the internet. It's gonna go trending. Well, there's not really a trending page no more, but it's definitely gonna be one of the biggest events ever. Like one of the main characters. I wonder if it's gonna be like the least relevant.
Why did I choose to use bundles to store items?
Aha, your armor must be getting pretty low now. And there goes your helmet. What are you doing?
It's gonna like explode him.
Stop running away and let me steal your plot relevancy. You're gonna run out of wind charges eventually.
He never will. He's about to do some crazy
What about
plays.
this? Bro, just go down there. While I wasn't able to kill the leader of the glow squid, I had managed to escape. And now I just had to hope that Theobald the
And why wouldn't he be carrying ender pearls as well?
nerd had managed to survive too.
Yeah, just.
Theo,
Hey!
I'm surprised you're still alive.
Started
I
doing
thought
trick
for
shots
sure
on them
you'd died
boys.
without my help. But wait, during the fight, the leader of the glow squids had said something very strange.
Ah, you're so bad.
He was clearly challenging my title as the smartest player on the stable SMP. But before I could begin another monologue, I spotted a mysterious book on the ground that must have been dropped by one of the glow squids during the fight.
How do you figure?
Inside the book it read,
Yo,
whatever
he
you
fell
do
off the
at
map.
the crossroads, don't turn right. Wait, wrong book. The book
That's the ARG look, yeah.
read as follows. Why do you think the visible mafia stays visible? Because they're terrified of not being plot relevant. This book was obviously referring to a group of players known as the Visible Mafia, the protectors of the Visible Civilization, located millions of blocks from spawn. I knew that something plot convenient had to have happened there for one of the glow squids to have a book about them, and since I'm the self-proclaimed smartest player on the stable SMP, I decided that it was my job to find out. So my friend Theobald the Nerd and I headed to the plot convenient ender pearl cannon that we used to travel to the Visible Civilization without losing viewer attention, and as soon as we arrived I quickly realized that my smartest player on the stable SMP instincts had been correct. The civilization was being attacked.
And by who? By the crime?
Penguin, we need your help. They took my friend.
What? Who did?
The glow squids.
We are the glow squids.
Which way did they go?
Oh, I forgot this is based off of the episode. I'm thinking like there's like a whole original plot. My fault.
They went that way.
Don't worry, character whose name is not plot
I'm
relevant.
thinking too
I'll
deep.
save your friend from the glow squid if it's the
Locked
last
in.
thing I do. Since I am the friend.
He knows I can't hear him, right?
Yeah, he's just doing a monologue. It's my responsibility to bring justice and peace to the players of the stable SMP. So I flew in the direction the glow squids had went, and after flying for some time, I finally caught them.
Stop right there, Penguin X2. If you come one step
Penguin
closer,
X2.
I'm going to kill Janice the Janice and ban
Janice
him
the
from
Janice.
the stable SMP, and I'll have a pretty sip of tea. Oh my
Yo, he's popping my mic, dog.
god, I'm so...
This was bad. As a member of the Visible Mafia, if this player ever got the invisibility effect, they would be instantly teleported into the void and banned from the stable SMP. And after some plot convenient fog appeared, I lost them and headed back to tell the players what had happened.
So he didn't save nobody.
We're so glad to see you. Were you able to save my friend whose name is not
Not
plot
plot
relevant?
relevant.
No, they got away.
Oh.
Wait, why did the glow squids even come here in the first place? No offense, but this place isn't very plot relevant.
We used to live here in peace until one day our leader Cabbage K left us to set up a faction known as the Crime in an attempt to become plot relevant. Ever
Was
since
that really
day, the glow
that-
squids have been coming
Yo.
here, killing players, griefing builds, and stealing our plot relevancy. We tried to fight back, but most of us are just background characters and can't put up a fight against them.
As the smartest player on the stable SMP,
I was about to say you gotta go plot for plot, aura for aura.
so I couldn't leave these players to fight the glow squids alone. So I began helping to repair the damages from the glow squids raid, and started setting up traps across the Visible Civilization, random holes that the glow squids would conveniently fall into and die. Armor stands that they would mistake for players and waste their invisibility potions on. And of course, the ultimate defense, a sign that says, "No thank you, please go away." And not long later, the
Rage
glow
baiting?
squids returned. Theo, they're here. What? How can you tell? They're spamming it in chat. Theo, come
We
on,
are
be
here.
quick. Although my traps were working well,
Oh, yeah,
I
I'm
knew
here.
that no
Oh,
matter
wow.
how many of them we killed, they would just keep coming back.
Bots.
And if I wanted to save the Visible Civilization for good, I'd have to kill and ban the leader of the glow squid from the stable SMP. Stop. If you come one step closer, I'll step on this pressure plate and the entire Visible Civilization will explode.
I thought you were trying to save it.
Only when it's not convenient. Now, I've defeated you, the leader of the glow squid.
Ah ha ha, you think I'm the leader of the glow squids?
What?
Why do you think we're called the glow squids? Who is the only player in the world who wanted glow squids in Minecraft?
No, it can't be. No! And after saving the Visible Civilization from the glow squids, they all decided to vote
They
for
said
me in the
nightmare.
election as a thank you for saving them, and definitely not because
Oh, W. That wasn't even really even mentioned.
I
For...
threatened to kill them. And luckily, I managed to arrive back home just in time for Cabbage K to announce the election results.
Citizens, I am Cabbage K, the most plot-relevant member of the stable SMP.
Oh, now he's the most plot relevant.
The results from the first round of elections are in, and a whole 16 candidates received enough votes to qualify. In first place was a humble 9 billion votes, is me, Cabbage K. Thank you, I appreciate it. In second place is I'm Blockade. Genuinely, who is this guy? After that, we have Foozer,
That way blockade.
For Seaman, The Connector, Red LA,
The Connector?
Second Technology, Walker Wentz, Snowball
Walker Wentz.
Wait, isn't he supposed to be
Snowball?
a prisoner or something? And the final candidate was an incredible 3 votes is
Theo.
SP P404? Oh, Penguin X2. Wait, didn't he fail to solve a Rubik's Cube? Anyhow, every 2 weeks, 3/7 of the candidates with the least votes will be eliminated, meaning next time it'll drop to, so 16 times 4, and then 64, and then divide that by 7. 9.14 candidates. Whoever has the least votes campaigns as an army. May the first king of the stable SMP be the one who's
Stable
always
SMP.
meant to be plot relevant.
Yo, that's a little big planet skin in the back, yo. Shout out, bro. I ain't gonna lie, they bringing the community together. That's fire. I enjoyed that. I was just locked in the whole time. Like, I'm sorry if you feel like I wasn't talking a lot in that one. I really locked in. They did a really good job. Shout out Blockade and everybody who collabed in there. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment, and let me know what you guys want me to react to. I'll see you guys next one. Thank you so much for watching.